Here we are. I'm trying to position the camera there. So I'm bringing you receipts today. In the description of this video, there's 4 links. There's 4 links for you to click on. These are the receipts. So I'm going to tell you a story, a factual story, some history. On my website, on the services page, in the documents section, is a PDF. It's titled Love Letters, if I remember correctly. It's titled Love Letters. And what that is a collection of state constitutions. It's either 47 or 48. It was 47, if I remember right, and then I updated it to 48. And the powers to be weren't too happy about that. It actually got hacked and frozen and here and deleted over there. And fortunately, I had it backed up on a memory stick, and I put it back up there on the website. Now, why is this important? Why is it what's written in these 48 state constitutions important? Well, I'm gonna spit that out here in a minute. You see, the people want justice. The victims want justice. Moral people want justice for the victims. And pretty much every good person is a victim of this world that we live in, this matrix. So all the constitutions are void, right? If you're up to speed, you comprehend that the state constitutions are void, the corporate federal constitution void. So why is it important? Well, so you have knowledge of where we came from, what we had, what we stood for in the past as a people. So this might ring true for some of you. Common law across the common land. Common law across the common land. So this means that you can't have a right in Florida that you can't have in Arizona, and so forth and so on, like this. So as I was going through the state constitutions, the fuckery from the British agents is apparent. You can see the bar agent fuckery in virtually every state constitution, and this was all part of making the states a corporate entity, making the cities and the counties and the townships and the villages all corporate entities, um, and bringing in maritime admiralty law on the land and abrogating the moral justice of the common law era, where you would be judged by a jury of your peers. That means you have 12 judges on the jury, and the one at the bench is more or less a referee, completely different than this administrative process today. So, in these state constitutions, 3 of them spelled out very clearly that we have the right, we the people have the right to prosecute our own cause in any of the courts, in any tribunal. Think about that. You have the right to be prosecutor in any court, in any tribunal. Now, the 3 states that talked about this, I think one of them was Georgia. And I've talked about this extensively in the past. And so one of the links, one of the links in the description of this video is me at the Kalkaska County Sheriff's Department. Me at the Kalkaska County Sheriff's Department, June of 2021. And if I remember right, the date was June 28th. And I was there with my briefcase. I had spent a good deal of time being patient, insisting that I'm going to meet with the sheriff. But Sheriff Patrick Whiteford, hereby be referred to as Fat Fuckford, because that's what he is. He's a fat fucking piece of shit. Fat Fuckford had refused to meet with me time and time again. And at this point, June of 2021, I'd had it. And I'm bound and determined that I'm going to make this happen. So it's not really going too well. A lot of time has passed. By this point, it's most likely hours. But I don't have specific notes, so I'll say it certainly felt like hours. And I'm being told sheriff's not going to meet with me. He's not going to meet with me. So I'm like, well, I'll sit here till the end of the day. If he can't get a minute to come out here, I'll catch him on his way out. It doesn't work that way. That's what they tell me with that kind of tone, right? Real nasty tone. It doesn't work that way. Well, it might work that way today. So I'm not leaving. Eventually, they tell me that I will meet, that the undersheriff will meet with me. Undersheriff never came out. The man who came out was a jail sergeant. And I had so much on my mind, and I was so frustrated. And there's a lot of fear involved. Now, I couldn't get one man to go stand with me as a witness while I performed. I couldn't get a First Amendment auditor. I couldn't get anybody that would stand as witness. So I had my phone with me. I put it on record, and it captured roughly 20 minutes of a 2.5 hour meeting that I had with the jail sergeant. Now, it's a 20-minute video, and you'll you can see, well, you can hear, because I didn't have a tripod or anything. So after holding it on the jail sergeant, you get to see his face. I said it. Now you're looking at the ceiling and you're picking up the audio for the rest of the video. So I go through step by step by step, and the video cut short. I had no idea, but it could not. If I could have picked a spot, I couldn't have picked a better spot than what Source gave us, because I was going through the state constitutions with him with regards to the courts. So you can listen to the jail sergeant tell me that I have the right to prosecute my cause in any court, in any tribunal. And that's where the video ends. But there's a lot more to the story here, so I'm laying some groundwork for you. I was there as prosecutor. I had operated as prosecutor on Gretchen Whitmer, on the head of the United States Patent and Trademark Office, the head of the DEA, judges, and others. I had a whole list, and I'm there as prosecutor with order for arrest. Order for arrest. And at one point during the meeting, I attempted to hand this off to the jail sergeant, but he's got nothing. No, he ain't gonna touch it. No, no, no. Right? At the end of that meeting, which was about 2.5 hours, the jail sergeant puts out both hands like this, and I gave him the stack. I gave him the stack. And then I said, and here's one more. And I put it on the top of the stack, and that was a case on Fat Buckford. Now, Fat Buckford has been called into court, the high court. And the service was performed right there at the Kalkaska County Sheriff's Department. And Joe Leach, jail sergeant, is the man who took the paperwork, received the paperwork. Well, there's 3 other links in the description. 2 of them are news links. So I think I chose the ones from the local news source here. And so I have this meeting. Well, one of the cases that the jail sergeant received was on Mike Perot. Michael Perot. the Kalkaska County prosecutor, tough on crime. He's in the middle of his third term. He's the man who prosecuted me in a kangaroo court, pulled me aside out of the courtroom and threatened me. He and Judge Lynn M. Boudet, here forward referred to as Judge Butt Day, because she's such an ass. They operated that kangaroo court without my attorney being present. Scott Isles, another piece of shit fuck here in Kalkaska. So now the tables have turned, and I'm prosecutor. And I brought the receipts to the Kalkaska County Sheriff's Department and put it all in the hands of Joe Leach, jail sergeant. Well, about 30 days pass, and Michael Perot, Kalkaska County prosecutor, resigns in the middle of his third term. Cites some bullshit about funding, as his frustration and reason for leaving. Of course, he's not going to tell you the real reason why he's leaving. So, nobody told me this. Nobody told me this. And then several months later, the jail sergeant, Joe Leach, and the entire jail staff quit, resigned, walked away. And old fat Fuckford and his undersheriff Wagentails were standing there holding their puds in their hand. They had no staff. They moved their inmates to another facility. And nobody told me. So the links to those two news articles are in the description of this video. They're still available on the internet. They have not been scrubbed. My YouTube video, Own Your Authority, Part 10, is there for you. That's my meeting with the jail sergeant. That has not been scrubbed. Now, sometime later, a long time later, maybe I can give, I'm curious for the date. I'm curious for the date, and I think I can access that real quick here. If I go here, and I go here, and I open this up, and there we are. Pause this. Whoa, hey, come on. I want more. I want the date. August 29th, 2022. So it's over a year later. It's over a year later. A year and a couple of months, right? It's over a year later, and I am at the Kalkaska Village Police. Why am I there? Well, that's a good question. And I've got the answer for you. I had been spending a lot of time critical thinking. Imagine that. Me, critical thinking. And I came to the realization, I came to comprehend that the Kalkaska County Sheriff's Department, the Kalkaska County Circuit Court and District Court, the Kalkaska County Prosecutor's Office, the court clerk are all in the jurisdiction of the village of Kalkaska. So I decide I'm going to take my evidence and go and bring the evidence forward to a policy officer at the Kalkaska Village Police Department. So I got my briefcase. I was wearing my PBI shirt, People's Bureau of Investigation. And I get there in the middle of the day and the fucking front door is locked. That's how dangerous Kalkaska is, folks. Kalkaska is so dangerous that the Kalkaska Village Police lock their front door. They lock their front door. Well, I'm waiting and 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 waiting. Finally, the door gets unlocked and I get inside. And I want to meet with a policy officer so that I can share with him the evidence that I have a briefcase full of the corruption in the village jurisdiction. So I at this point, I don't have a tripod. I've got the phone propped up on a chair and YouTube Live. I get through introduction of myself and the policy officer, and I look over at the phone and the YouTube feed has been cut. Imagine that. The YouTube feed has been cut. So I restart the feed. And the link to that video is in the description of this video. So we missed the introduction. We don't know who that policy officer is. And if I remember right, the camera's on me. The camera is on me, not on him. And so we're in a little teeny room, and I'm only getting started, and beep, 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 beep. And he's got to excuse himself. He's been called away. Well, when he comes back with poopy pants. And this is a short video at the Kalkaska Village Police Department. It's a short video. And if you pay attention to the things said, it's obvious that Poopy Pants is in a panic. He's making an ass of himself. He does not look good. And obviously, he can't get me out of there fast enough, which was no surprise to me. However, at that time, I did not know the powers that I had. I did not know that a year and a couple of months ago, that shortly after my encounter with the jail sergeant, that Michael Perot, in the middle of his third term, the bar agent who prosecuted me in a kangaroo court Boot, scoot, boogied. Gone. Gee, I wonder why. And then a few months later, the jail sergeant for the Kalkaska County Sheriff's Department and the entire jail staff vacate. I didn't know that. I'm at the Kalkaska Village Police Department a year and a couple months later, meeting with a policy officer. And within minutes, the meeting gets interrupted, and there's Poopy Pants, shit in his pants, can't get me out of there fast enough. And I was not surprised, but I did not comprehend the reasoning behind his panic. He did not want me educating his policy officers. He did not want his policy officers vacating because he needs his road pirates. He needs his fucking road pirates, right? So I've said time and time and time again, you give me 5 veterans, 5 well-trained veterans, and I will flip Kalkaska, because none of these motherfuckers can face me. Poopy Pants Popeye, chief of police, cannot face me. Fat Fuckford and his undersheriff Wagon Tails, they cannot face me. The prosecutor, the court clerk, the judge, they cannot face me. They cannot have me in their procedural fuckery, because in discovery, I will expose their crimes in their system, which they're tripping over. They have committed so many crimes in their system, they're tripping over their crimes. So this is the way it is. This is the way it is. Got 2 people here. Hello, 2 people. This video is nearly viral. Nearly viral. I'm going to take a look at the comments. Charlie. Hello, Charlie. 3 thumbs up from Charlie. Much love, Charlie. Much love. So, veterans, one of the highest suicide rates in America, which is really sad. American veterans, they go in, they get trained to be manly men, killing men, dangerous men. And when they're discharged, they're spineless. They have no moral fortitude. They're gutless. They don't have courage. And they're confused. The vast majority of them. And many become suicidal. So I say, why don't you good people save a suicidal veteran's life? Tell that veteran about me, and then get him here. Do that 5 times, all in coordination. You get 5 veterans here, highly trained. Make sure they have the tools that they need for defense. Because Fat Fuckford and Wagon Tails, Poopy Pants Popeye, Butt Day, and the entire crew need their dogs to silence me. Need their dogs to take me down. And the dogs are too stupid to do anything else but what they're told until I educate them. So this is where the 5 veterans, heavily suited in tactical gear, can back the dogs down long enough for me to educate them. Some of them may come over and stand with us. The others will flee. When that happens, Fat Fuckford and Wagon Tail have nothing but their dicks. Their limp fucking dicks, which they probably haven't been able to see without looking in a mirror for ages because of their big fat fucking bellies. They would be standing there naked. No dogs. Poopy Pants Popa, he'd be changing his fucking diapers, baby. And old Butt Day would be running for the hills, probably looking for asylum in another country. That's all it would take. 5 manly men to stand with me, and I will show America how to flip a county. It's easy. But it doesn't happen with all the men on their fucking knees, with their head in the fucking sand, hiding in their man caves. No. You have to fucking stand. So, there you have it. I bring you the receipts. There's a 20-minute video. You can listen to the jail sergeant, the Kalkaska County jail sergeant, tell me that constitutionally I can prosecute my own cause in any court, in any tribunal. Listen to the jail sergeant tell me that. Comprehend that months later, the jail sergeant and the entire jail staff vacated. Now, that jail sergeant did the wrong thing. He and the jail staff should have arrested Wagon Tails, the undersheriff, Fuckford, the sheriff, Butt Day, the judge, Ziggy, the prosecutor, the court clerk, the whole fucking slew of them, Scott Isles, Mike Perot. That's what the jail sergeant and the jail staff should have done. That's what the jail sergeant's case said. Jail sergeant got a case. So, turn a blind eye, walk away. Turn a blind eye, walk away. Turn a blind eye and walk away. All right, so I brought you the receipts. Most of you people are going to watch this video on replay, where you can watch it at 3-4 times speed. Right? And so I'll check the comments one more time. All right, that's it. Love you, Charlie. I love y'all. I'm fighting for y'all. Sure wish we could find a few good men to stand with me. All right, I'll be back a little bit later with another video.